Hi everyone, this is episode 8 of the Orange Thumbstick podcast. Quite a lot to get through on this show. We've got some news on an Xbox update, some Halo 5 news, Xbox Game Pass news, and some interesting information on the possibility of Crash Bandicoot coming to Xbox. As always, I'm joined by Bobby and Russ. All right, fellas?
All good, pal. Yourself?
All right, Dave.
Yeah, all good. All good. That's it. Start off the show with one of them. That's all right. Yeah, so how you guys been? What you been playing?
Been playing some Micro Machines. Really enjoyed that. As always, been playing some Rocket League. Me and Russ have got back into the swing of that. And I've been playing some Serial Cleaner, which is really, really good game. Everyone should check it out.
I've been playing a bit of Serial Cleaner 2, Rocket League, as Bob said a minute ago, and Black the Fall this past couple of days. It's a short game, but it's interesting. Review should go up, it should be up by the time this podcast is out there. If you like the likes of Inside, then check it out. But yeah, that's all I've been playing. What about you?
I've been playing, Micro Machines. My review's up. If people haven't already read it, it's up. Bit of a mixed bag. I wanted it to be great, but unfortunately, I don't think it lived up to its full expectations. So,
nope.
But the reviews up on the site. People can form their own opinion. So I've been playing that. I jumped back into WWE 2K17 recently as well, just with all the hype of the new game coming out, the Kurt Angle pre-order stuff and everything. So, I jumped back into that for a little bit. Quite a few things to get through. The first one being is the update. At the time of recording, it's the 13th of July today, so at the time of recording this, the update should be rolling out to people. I know you guys, you've sort of had it recently, haven't you, on the beta, the Insider program, I think it's called now.
Yeah,
is that right?
That's correct, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so for anybody that doesn't know what the update is, it's been in the Insider program for a month or so, probably a bit longer than that, and it allows people to add custom profile pics, also club profile pictures as well, and backgrounds can be updated from the console or through the Xbox app. And Bobby, you mentioned this off air that 3 people can co-stream from the console using the rebranded Mixer Stream app. You was under the impression it was only 2. Was it only 2 on the Insider one?
No, I just when I seen it announced, the article that I read, which is going back some time, because obviously we got it first on the Insider. It just said 2. It just said you could co-stream, you and a friend. It didn't say 3. So when we looked into it now, and you said that it's 3, and I started thinking about it and around, it looks like it's up to 3 people
actually,
to go through.
Well, yeah, but if it's you and two other people, it is up to 3 then, isn't it?
Yeah.
I've just literally read that then, and I thought, it is you plus 2 people. Well, anyway. So that's that update's going to be rolling out now. Halo 5 is getting a native 4K update for Xbox One X. That's good news.
You think it's worth it?
Well, I think it's good news for all the other games. I don't know. It's Halo 5 still gets played a hell of a lot online, so I think a 4K and a native 4K update, from what I know, is going to be good for those people that still play it. I don't know. What are your thoughts, guys?
I think it was just inevitable, wasn't it? It's one of the staple flagship games for the console, innit? So it had to be done at the end of the day.
Yeah.
True.
I think it's good news for the other games.
Kind of expected it.
Yeah. But I mean, the other first-party titles we know that are getting the update, Gears 4, obviously. Have they confirmed that Forza 6 will be getting that update alongside the new Forza 7? Because a lot of the footage that they initially released with Digital Foundry was Forza 6, wasn't it? So I don't know whether that's going to be getting an update. Yeah. A lot of other third-party titles as well. Witcher 3 is going to be getting the 4K update, amongst others. Resident Evil 7 was mentioned. I'm not sure what the update of that is going to be to support the Xbox One X, but it's definitely going to be enhanced. Xbox Games Pass is getting 7. Well, it's already had 7 additional games. One of them being Dead Island Remastered Definitive Edition, HD Remix, whatever you want to call it. So that's on there now. I know we've discussed this briefly in another podcast, but I think the Xbox Games Pass is actually really good value. And if they're going to be adding titles that frequently and that sort of quantity, I think the value of that is going to be quite good. And the more they sort of extend the catalogue, the better value it's going to be.
Yeah,
I
of
think.
course. Yeah. It's what we said before, didn't we?
It's like we said, it depends, doesn't it?
Yeah, it depends on your situation, but for gamers on a budget, it's a must, in my opinion.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Agree.
And the next bit, which I think is really, really good. Russ, you brought this up the other day, was give the gift of digital. Do you want to sort of explain what you saw and what it's going to involve?
Well, all it was a news post doing rounds on Twitter, and it was all about a tweet somebody made to Phil Spencer asking if gifting of digital things on Xbox will become available soon. And I think his reply was something along the lines of, "It's very close." So, whenever that'll be. But I said to you guys the other day as well, there's a game coming called Fortnite in a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
And
took a couple of minutes for that to sink in there. Got my dad joke.
And that's got quite a few different versions you can buy, but some of the higher price ones, if you go and look at the lists on the store, they're available to pre-order and that now. Like the highest one's over £100, but it does come with 2 standard copies of the games that you can give to friends, but they're going to be digital. So I'm going to wondering if that's going to be implemented with the new gifting system. That's just me trying to add 2 and 2 together and make 6. Maybe something.
You think they're going to use that as a
possible
like a trial to see how it works?
Could be, yeah.
I mean, it's the ideal time
really,
really, because digital is becoming a lot more prominent. I mean, every year that this generation goes by, everyone's sort of getting more on board the digital train, you could say. I think gamers are getting lazy because the comments that I see is like, "Oh no, I can't be bothered getting up and changing the disc. I'd rather have it digital so I could just press a button."
Well, it also beats the old midnight launches as well now, doesn't it? I mean, I went to one a few years ago, and I never got in till 3 o'clock in the morning, and by that time I was like, I might as well have just waited till the morning and got it.
Was that GTA 5 by any chance?
No, it was actually Modern Warfare 2. That's how long ago that was. It was the first time I went. Last time I went to a midnight launch. But yeah, it's this day and age. You pre-order it on your console or just buy it at midnight, and if you've got a decent internet speed, the game's there within half an hour to an hour. No queuing up in the cold outside game.
There's the pre-download as well, isn't there, if you do pre-order it?
True.
So, what was you going to say, Bob? Sorry.
Well, you've got to look at it the other way as well, and this is something I noticed when I first bought an Xbox One. I used to go to a few of the midnight launches. I always used to go to Asda because it was always dead quiet and get whatever game. Now on the 360, that was great because you would just say to the lads, "Right, I'll be back for 12:30 and I'll be online playing." You stick your disc in, bump, you're ready to go. Now with you having to install it, and sometimes depending on the game and the size and updates and whatnot, that can take some time. Going to a midnight launch, you're not 9 times out of 10, like we're saying, getting back at 3. You're not going to get a chance to play it by the time you've got in. Put the disc in, let it install. It's going to be daft o'clock in the morning, and I mean, a lot of us have commitments the next morning, so you might have only got usually you'd only get about an hour or 2 after a midnight launch, and get back on as soon as you can. Nowadays, with the Xbox One X the Xbox One having to have the games installed, it's not really worth staying up that late to not be able to play the game. You might as well pre-order it, pre-downloads it, and at midnight, bang, you straight in there.
The last midnight launch I went to was GTA 5, and I was quite lucky actually because I went to a very well-known high street retailer that sells games, and because of my contacts there, having worked there previously, the queue was out the door. It was literally out the door down the high street, and I just happened to see one of the guys that I used to work with, and he was just like, "Yeah, just come in, and we'll sort you out." So I was literally in and out by 10 past midnight, and because I only lived around the corner at the time, it took me about 10 to 15 minutes to walk. So I was home by about 25 past 12, so it was all good. But it's an ideal time for them to do something like this. Obviously, with Christmas coming up, all the major releases, the release of Xbox One X, it could be a great thing going forward, and it could be something, everyone's going to have that relative that's not going to know what to buy somebody for their birthday, Christmas, or whatever occasion it is. It's just going to be an easy option for them to just credit their Xbox account with a gift card or a game or something.
Well, there's little
it's going to be an
things
easy
as well,
transaction, so it could.
I mean, this is speculation, but say, I don't know, you're 50 pence short in your Xbox account wallet of buying a game, and I've got a spare 50 pence on mine. You might be able to gift that over as well, and let you get a game sort of thing. Help your pals out, that sort of way. That's if that comes.
There's the worrying aspect to it, though.
Of what?
Obviously, a lot of people get their accounts hacked now, and some people who are too trusting will say, "Yeah, let's do a console share and whatnot."
Yeah, but we do
now,
know that
if you
people
implement
getting their
that,
accounts hacked now is only down to them sharing their details, so it's their own fault.
it's true.
Yeah.
It's true. Just the worry of what if
people
someone gets the account and then just rinses your card, sending games to themselves. But I'm assuming they'll have some sort of procedure in place for if that happens, they can refund your card and take away the licenses of those games, because I know that they do that now if you get a refund. So hopefully they'll have something like that in place for like fraud, like a fraud team or something.
Yeah, they're bound to have something in place security-wise. It's not just going to be a decision they've just thought last week and gone, yeah, let's do that. It's probably something that's been 12 months in, preparation and sort of research and everything. So, but it could be a great idea, and it's a perfect time to sort of get it out there leading up to Christmas. So the next one, I'll probably end up having a bit of a rant about this, but Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare, the remastered version, has been given a standalone release on PlayStation 4. Now, this decision, I personally, I don't understand the reasoning here. It's obviously a timed exclusive because it says on all the artwork that other formats will follow later.
Yeah.
But I don't quite understand the business decision of releasing it on the PlayStation 4 as a standalone exclusive for 40 quid.
Didn't they have an exclusive? Didn't they have an exclusive for that Call of Duty? What was it called? Something War. The one that none of were touched.
Well, Activision are in PlayStation's pocket at the moment, though, aren't they? So a few of their titles are.
Didn't they get exclusives for that? So.
No, they didn't. They didn't get any exclusive really. I think they got the DLC early. That was it.
Oh.
But there's what I'm going on about with this is just ridiculous. They're selling it for 40 quid on its own, branding it as a PlayStation 4 timed exclusive and whatever else. It's ridiculous. People can go out. The Legacy Edition's been reduced now in most places for 40 quid, so people can go out and buy it on Xbox anyway. It's just it doesn't make any sense to me. It's just a silly decision.
It's just because obviously there's always going to be this war of PlayStation and Xbox, and it's just to pacify PlayStation side of it. Even though when you look at it logically, it makes no sense. Because if people are going to pay 40 quid just for that game, but you can go out and get the two of them on hard copy for 40 quid, and you kind of just it's a bit silly, really, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah,
that's not me saying it because I'm an Xbox fan. That's like, if it was the other way around, we'd still be having this exact same conversation of how silly it is. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't think this is Sony's decision at all. I think this is Activision being Activision. They've essentially put a timed exclusive thing on a 9-year-old game. I don't get it. It's just Activision,
Yeah.
These are the guys that re-release Marvel Ultimate Alliance for 50 quid. You know what I mean? And I don't know. But staying with Activision, something that we've discussed off air, Crash Insane Trilogy Remastered that was recently released on PlayStation 4 has been seen on two separate retailers. I believe the first one was a Hungarian retailer, and another one was right here in the UK. It was base.com.
Yeah, we
They've
shared that one
both
out on the
listed
Twitter, didn't we?
That's right, we did, yeah. That one's been on there for a pre-order now for quite a while. No confirmation has come out, but the reading and the digging that I've been doing on this is there isn't actually any clarification on the exclusivity for PlayStation on this. I had a conversation with a guy on Twitter about it because he was saying, no, it's never going to happen. Naughty Dog are a PlayStation-only studio and this, that and the other. But Naughty Dog have had nothing to do with this remaster. Nothing at all. I believe it's, is it Vicarious they're called? Vicarious Studios. They're the developers, and then Activision have published it. And it was actually Activision that made this IP multi-platform when they actually bought it. Because there was a couple of Xbox 360 releases, wasn't there? Crash Bandicoot, and I believe there might have been an OG Xbox release as well. But yeah, apparently that's going to be coming out in December for Xbox One and Xbox One X. What do you guys think about the Crash franchise and everything? Do you think it would be a good addition to Xbox? Do you think people will go out and buy it, or...?
It's still part of that nostalgia remaster trip, isn't it, that's going around at the minute. All these games coming that were childhood memories, and a lot of people have had their childhood memories shattered by Crash Bandicoot from what I've been seeing. It's ridiculously hard from what people have been saying about it, so it's there, you know. I mean, personally, I'd love to see something like Conker. Was it Conker Reloaded on the original Xbox? I absolutely love that game. I'd love to see that come back again.
They'd come back with the Rare Replay of that one, but it was a different name.
It's probably on.
It's on Rare Replay. I'm thinking Bad Fur Day.
Bad Fur Day, that's the one. Yeah, that's the one. I'm old, I forget.
It was originally called something different, though, wasn't it? No, I'm sure it was called something on OG Xbox, and then they changed the name of it somewhere along the line. I'm sure, because if you remember, I bought an OG Xbox, and I was looking at buying the original, and it was one of the different name of it, whether it was Conquer or whatever. Was more expensive, like was an absolute fortune to get your hands on. I'm sure I read that. But yeah, that's on Rare Replay, and no doubt if they did do a real remaster of that for the Xbox One, they'd probably just crank up the difficulty like everyone else is.
Remaster. You were all posh then. Remaster.
Right. Calm down. Right? Don't make us bring up orange chips.
No wrong with orange chips.
Oh, come on.
Not a bit.
You're probably going to bring up Rockstar at some point anyway, so...
Well, I was about to, with the Activision thing, I was about to say, I bet you if this was Red Dead Redemption, you wouldn't be saying this. But I thought, I'll be nice, you know, but now that the gloves are off, then we might as well say it. I bet if it was Red Dead Redemption, you wouldn't be all like, oh, why a PlayStation getting it for £40?
I am actually, do you know what? Red Dead has actually got some exclusivity on PlayStation, and I'll be really annoyed if it's like... you know, content or whatever. I just don't agree with any of that stuff.
No,
exclusivity on content
and
whatever.
In general.
Yeah. Yeah. Why should they punish gamers, as you say, in general, just because of a big corporate deal? I know there's money involved, but, you know, it's the gamers that suffer, and these companies are going on about, oh, it's all about the gamers. No, it's not, because if it was, they wouldn't have exclusivity on stuff, would they?
Nope.
You know, simple as that. But, yeah, the remaster, if it comes out, it comes out. If it doesn't, you know, I don't think it's going to be a major loss. It is just a remastered trilogy at the end of the day. So we're halfway through the year, into July now. Wanted to talk briefly about our highlights of the last sort of six months or so. Bobby, I'll start with you. What's been your highlight? We're kind of doing like a Game of the Year watch here. So what's on your radar so far that you think could be a Game of the Year contender?
Probably going to surprise a lot of people here, and I have just reviewed the game, but a Serial Cleaner is... 'cause I know that when we do a Game of the Year, we always pick an indie game, and I did think it was going to be Thimbleweed Park, and it probably still is, but Serial Cleaner kind of caught us off guard, like a kind of slap in the face. And not a negative one, it was just like, wow. Really enjoyed it. I kept going back to it. I know Russ was the same. Me and him were chatting about it, and he found that he kept just playing it whenever he had 5 minutes. He'd be on that. So yeah, I think as far as the indies go, GVO Cleaner and obviously Thimbleweed Park are my contenders. Um, as far as
Kind of got
Triple
that impression
A's,
from, kind of got that impression by your review of Serial Cleaner though, that it did sort of just come out of nowhere and it surprised even you. But you could tell that when you in your review when I was reading it, that you were kind of
yeah,
surprised how good it was.
well, it was kind of like it made me think as if it was the alter ego of Party Hard, and that was another game I reviewed that I absolutely loved. Obviously, in Party Hard, you go around killing people, hiding bodies, and whatnot. But Serial Cleaner, you go around cleaning up the crime scene, and I love them. I love the games that are based like that. And as soon I didn't realize what it was going to be like, and Russ was like, "Oh, we've got it. It needs a review." And I played a couple of minutes of it. And I was like, "Yeah, let me." I think Russ, you were originally going to review it because you were further through the campaign, but
Yeah.
it really, it grabbed a hold of us, and I was just, "Let me do it." It's fantastic. I'm actually planning on jumping on for a couple hours later tonight to finish up a few bits and bobs of it, a few achievements. Um, yeah, those are my two indie games. As far as Triple A's, I'm trying to think. I'm really trying to think of Triple A's that have caught us, and obviously, if I'm having to think, then there's nothing that's really caught my eye enough to say anything yet.
Okay, Russ, what about you, mate?
Right, so I agree with Bob with Serial Cleaner. I enjoyed playing that. Completed it as well, all the achievements and all that sort of stuff with that. So, yeah, Serial Cleaner is definitely up there with the indie game of the year. Triple A's, I'm going to go with so far Dirt 4. I just loved everything that Codemasters have done to that franchise now after last year's efforts with Dirt Rally. I know they've brought it back to its true roots, make it accessible for everybody. Anything else is slipping my mind at the minute, but we've still got another 6 months before we start picking our games of the years. So yeah, those two for me so far.
Okay. I'm going to go for Tour de France.
No, you're not.
No, I'm not. I'm joking.
I heard right.
Oh.
I heard that Dave's game of the year is Red Dead Redemption. Hasn't even been released yet. I'm just speculating, right? Dave's game of the year is going to be Red Dead Redemption and Thimbleweed Park.
Yeah. Thanks for coming, everyone. Thanks for listening. No, I'm only joking. Yeah, Tour de France. Let's not go there. Thimbleweed Park, without a doubt, it just ticked all the boxes in terms of it had that nostalgia feel. But it was still very sort of fresh as well. Yeah, that for me it's going to take something pretty special to beat that, I think. But out of the AAAs, the one that surprised me was Wildlands. And I know it had its criticisms and everything else, but I was really impressed with Wildlands. So from a AAA point of view, that for me is up there at the moment.
Yeah.
But again, the end game on that they need to branch out a little bit more on the end game of it and stuff. But Thimbleweed Park so far, it's just ace. Anybody who hasn't played that and loves, story driven sort of point and click puzzle solving games, and they need to try that out.
Like Monkey Island?
Yeah. Basically, yeah. But I really wanted to sort of sit here on this podcast and say Micro Machines is up there, and it's, I touched on it earlier on. It's just it's a real shame because the core of that game is there with the gameplay. It's just it's broken in other areas. But Thimbleweed Park, yeah, definitely. What are you looking forward to sort of in the next 6 months? What's on your radar, indie and AAAs?
I'm going to let Russ go first on this one.
Go on, then.
So, indies, let me think. You've got me a good one so far. I can't think of anything off the top of my head. I'll have a think about it. I'll have a think about it while I talk about what AAAs I'm looking forward to. So I'm looking forward to Fortnite, we mentioned earlier on, which is a co-op base building game, and then you have to defend it from attack. That's looking alright. And Agents of Mayhem, which is looking like a decent spin-off of the Saints Row series. Looking forward to those two. They're coming out pretty soon as well, I think, both of them within the next couple of months.
Agents of Mayhem's August, isn't it?
Is it August, is it? Yeah, so next month, yeah.
I think so, yeah.
Indie games, come on, Mob, let me think. Cuphead. Everybody's looking forward to that. I'm intrigued because it's been that long since it was supposed to be coming.
Yeah, it's actually coming out. They've actually done it.
Yeah, it's
It's
actually.
got, you know what it is? It's got that much hype. It's got that much hype. It's either going to be amazing or it's going to flop massively because
I'm looking forward
there's that much
to it
hype built up waiting for it.
Because I'm intrigued to see what they've done with the game. Plus the fact that the developers actually quit their day jobs to get the game done.
Yeah.
So they pour every single bit.
And I think that's
hats off to them for doing that.
I think that I think that's why everyone's so sort of excited about Cuphead. Not because just because it looks great, because it does look great, but the fact that they were remortgaging their houses, they quit their jobs, and everything. They've literally put everything into this game, heart and soul, and every penny that they had saved. Like I said, remortgaging their houses and stuff. They're really committed to the cause. Which is why I don't think the game's going to be poor. I think they've committed that much to it, they can't afford for it to be. They need this game to be a success. Yeah, I'd go with Cuphead as well. So, Agents of Mayhem, that's been on your radar for a while, hasn't it? In terms of...
Yeah. I'm just hoping it's not as silly as like Saints Row 3 got. I mean, Saints Row was always a silly game. It was the silly cousin of Grand Theft Auto originally. You had all that daft... insurance fraud stuff you did where you ragdolled around the map. So as long as it sticks to that sort of silliness, whereas like the Saints Row 3 went all futuristic and stupid, like the story was stupid, I didn't enjoy it at all. So yeah, if it sticks to the original sort of Saints Row style of play, then yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Bob, have you found one? Have you come to a decision?
I'm looking for, and I'm probably going to get slapped because I'm not 100% if it's this year. I might be wrong, but I'm looking forward to Anthem, which I think might be 2018.
That'll be Christmas, that will, next year.
Christmas? Yeah.
I reckon.
That was one of them.
Could even
far
be
as indies
2019. You never know.
As far as indies go, I'm looking forward to seeing the hype for Cuphead. Looking forward to that, and that's... In all honesty, that's all I've really got on my radar at the minute.
What about Lucky's Tale?
It looks good. It does look good. I've been looking forward to Unbox, which is either just came to or it's about to in the next week. I've been looking forward to that for a while. Played that at AGX, really enjoyed it. A little bit disappointed to find out that it's only local multiplayer though. That was a bit of a kick in the grapefruits.
It's just local, is it?
Believe so. That's correct, isn't it? It's just local co-op.
Which one's that? Sorry.
Unbox. Adventure.
Unbox. Yeah, it's just local co-op. The multiplayer for that.
Yeah.
But it is. It's a game geared towards family play anyway. I know Chris is in the middle of reviewing it at the minute, but if you go and look at my video for it, the preview, it's just a family-orientated game. So you want to sit there with your kids and play, and then obviously you split screen it, so you get the missus or other kids involved as well. But yeah, it's not a bad little title that. Yeah. So yeah. I
also want to. Gus is going to kill us for this, but I want to check out Destiny 2. Because when I first got the original Destiny, I enjoyed it, and then it just killed it for us. So I want to at least check out the second one to see if it's the same as what I didn't like, or if they've remixed it up a little bit. Hello Neighbour is another one that I'm really looking forward to. I've been watching a few clips online about that. And Need for Speed Payback. It comes out in November.
Can I just point out to everybody that I know Bobby is looking on the coming soon page on the Xbox store in a minute.
Of course I am. That's exactly what I'm doing. Far Cry 5 as well. It's because as soon as he asked the question, my mind just went blank, and I was like, "Yeah, what have I got? Like, what's coming up?" And my mind just went completely blank, and I forgot all about everything that we watched at E3. The Anthem popped into my head, so I thought I'll have a little look at what's coming soon. And those are the ones. There's a long list yet, and those are the ones that have caught my eye. I mean, there's Call of Duty World War II and stuff, which I am looking forward to, but it's not gonna. I'm not gonna do a backflip with excitement. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. In your defence, Bob, Anthem does look fantastic, and I wish it was coming out this year, but. I think it's going to be next year at the earliest, late next year.
I think you're right, lad.
Did you actually on the Anthem thing? Did you read anything about this Photoshop for the trailer? You hear about this?
Yes,
No.
I did.
No, I didn't hear about that.
The
What's the
trailer,
crack?
Yeah.
the same trailer was
Um,
photoshopped with PlayStation bumper buttons over the Xbox buttons, and then it was uploaded to the PlayStation YouTube channel, and was quickly taken down once it was pointed out.
Yeah, yeah.
So
They had
basically,
taken the exact same
Yeah.
footage from the Xbox One X being played, exactly the same, and then photoshopped the bumper buttons to say R1, R2, L1, L2, and then put it on their official channel. And then someone went in and went, hang on a minute. And as they zoomed in, you could see the transparent LB and RT underneath where they'd photoshopped for their buttons, and it got taken off straight away.
Well, that is
very
just,
crafty.
That's just pathetic. That is
Yeah.
sad. I mean, PlayStation, I know they're the competitors of Xbox, but they do have a good console that gives off, like, I'm not going to sit and slate it. They could have easily just redone the video on a PlayStation, and it might not have been as good, but it would have still been good enough to put out there and show it off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's pathetic.
And
That
you're
just
right,
shows
you know.
that the Xbox One X is just going to dominate them.
well, it's
you're
the other
right,
thing
they
as
have
well,
got a
isn't it?
great-
They're supposed to
they've got a great
disclaim as
console.
well, aren't they? They're supposed to disclaim on the video that it's footage from a PC or from this or from that. You're supposed to have that disclaimer on there. Like there was that big uproar, wasn't there, about a game a few years back that started all this. I can't remember what it was. I'm sure it was a Harry Potter game where they were showing footage from cutscenes, but it wasn't actual gameplay. And then that's why you see it now, not actual gameplay footage on trailers and stuff.
Yeah.
When it's all CGI'd stuff.
I'm always gutted. I'm always gutted when I see that actual gameplay, because I'll be sitting there like, this is mint, and then I'll notice in like tiny text in the bottom right, not actual gameplay, and I'm like, but why? What's the point in showing that clip if it's not gameplay? There's no need for it.
Yeah. Ubisoft love doing them CG trailers, don't they?
Mm-hmm.
But you're right, Bob. You know, PlayStation, they've got a great console, and they've got some fantastic exclusives coming out. You know, they've got the third party
Red Dead Redemption.
marketing rights, and yeah, you know, so there's really no need for them to do that. I don't understand it. The guy that made that decision needs to be sacked.
Someone will be
Anyway.
sacked for that.
Yeah.
That is really bad.
If the Photoshop was bad, I mean, if you're going to do it properly. You know, it's transparent underneath. Nah, sorry, mate. Ta-da. But yeah, I'm looking forward to Cuphead. It looks great, and I'm looking forward to loads this year. FIFA, as always. I'll be dominating on that as ever. Yeah, WWE. I touched on that earlier a little bit as well. That looks great. From well, there's no footage yet, but the features that they're adding and people that have seen the game and everything. Apparently, it's a new graphics engine for the 4K aspect of the new console, and for the PS4 Pro as well, obviously. So they say that it looks absolutely stunning. So I'm looking forward to that. But the big one that I've mentioned previously, Shadow of War. The more I see of that, the more I'm really looking forward to it. So, and Monolith have just announced as well. Anybody that's interested in that game, they've just announced the Nemesis system from Shadow of Mordor. Shadow of Mordor's getting an update to allow the Nemesis system from that game to be transferred over to Shadow of War. So whoever your main Nemesis ends up being in Shadow of Mordor will then come after you in Shadow of War. Nice little touch. Something I didn't expect that they would do, but they've done that. And it was free last weekend as well. I told you guys to check that
That's
out.
canny.
Check it out.
Still never got a chance to, mate.
I didn't get a chance, lad.
Don't know what you're missing, fellas. It's a great game. So, yeah, in terms of Cuphead, do you think it will live up to its expectations? I know I think it's going to, but I mean, do you expect it to? Do you think it will sell?
Yes, and let's hope that it does live up to it. Just for the fact of the effort that the devs, like we've already said, they put everything into it. Literally everything that they own has gone into that game. So for their sake, let's hope that it's a roaring success.
I hope
definitely.
it does well, but usually when you see a game with this much hype, it doesn't live up to the expectations that people build for it with the amount of hype. But I do really wish them well with it and hope that it is fantastic.
And in terms of Xbox One X, if there's any game that you could have enhanced to make the most of that system, a game from current gen, quite possibly your favourite Xbox One game, which one would you want to see enhanced? Which one would you happily play again and again, but even more so with 4K visuals and everything?
Far Cry 4.
Far Cry 4, eh?
Good choice. Okay.
Me and you had a good time on
We
that.
did.
Russ. We really enjoyed that, and
We did.
I would like to see that enhanced. I would go back to it as well. I would.
I'm stumped. It's very rare I go back to play games.
I can...
Rocket League. I'm going to have to say Rocket League just because I play it all the time. It's the only game that I do keep going back to because it's got that lifespan to it, that competitive edge that it brings out in me. You guys know what I'm talking about.
One of these days, I'm going to record a soundbite of when someone scores a goal against us when we're playing, and I'm going to just let you hear the disappointment in Russ's sigh. It is literally like
do that.
someone has died. You
should hear the stuff. You should hear the stuff that I call you when you miss your ball when I've got my mic muted.
I know you might call it stuff. It's alright.
He would probably go bleep bleep. Bleep, 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 bleep,
Bleep, bleep.
bleep, 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 Bobby.
I see every night that we can get on, we sit and play Rocket League, me and Russ, and it tends to be the last game we play before we get off. And I always go to bed and just sit and slag him to bits. I'm like, yeah, man, you should have seen how bad he was playing. So it's all right, mate. You know, it swings both ways.
I don't play bad. Just mediocre.
Just don't play good.
Better than you.
Well, you'll be happy to know, Russ. You'll be happy to know that Rocket League has been confirmed as having
it has.
Update. So
Good.
Yes, it will be getting that update. The one I would have wanted was Witcher 3, because I mean I know that's confirmed now, but yeah, that game looks stunning anyway. So the fact that they're going to be increasing that to 4K and everything, it's going to look even better.
I thought you just said GTA 5.
I don't. Do you know what? I'd love them to, mate, but I don't think it's going to happen. Is it? The game's too far gone now, and they're concentrating too much on online.
You never know.
But in saying that, they've been going on about these dev kits and how easy it is to port over and everything else. Apparently, how the Digital Foundry recently did an article on this where they got some stats of current gen games of how they're going to be increased even without the developer doing anything. If anybody wants to check it out, it's on the Digital Foundry website. But they basically go on to say that even if a developer decides not to take advantage of the extra power that the X has, the X itself will actually do it for them to a certain degree. So things like frame rate and whatever else will automatically be optimized. Anything with a dynamic resolution that goes sort of like up and down to account for what's on screen and detail of the whatever's around you and everything. The console will automatically detect that dynamic resolution and put it to optimum. No questions asked. So it's a really, really interesting piece. It really, really is. But the guys that are going to take advantage of that power are going to get even more out of it anyway. But they do talk about the ease of porting over, and a lot of the developers apparently are going in PC high and then porting over and basically doing it that way. So they could do it with GTA from the PC specs, I suppose, but I doubt it'll happen. I think all their money's in Red Dead Redemption, isn't it?
Yeah.
See, there we go again. You mentioned Rockstar, and I start talking and blabbing on about it. It's your fault, Bobby.
He's like a little lovesick puppy with Rockstar, isn't he? A little lovesick puppy for Rockstar.
And CD Projekt Red. Love them guys. Give me Cyberpunk now, please. I want that game. But anyway, what have we got coming up for the rest of July in terms of releases and things? Anything you guys got planned?
I don't actually. Nothing's really caught me eye. A Serial Cleaner caught me eye, and I checked that out. Cars 3 should be out tomorrow, but obviously this will be going up later. So
well, it's already out
Cars
in
3
the US,
is due out
isn't
on
it?
the 14th, I believe. Yeah, I've got my eye on that. That's pretty much it for me. What yourself, Ross? Anything?
I think I've said my two, Fortnite and Agents of Mayhem over the next couple of months. There's some indie games, because there's quite a few coming that I just can't remember off the top of my head. But most of them are quite surprising. I know they called it Inside there, like that Black the Fall. Short game, but it's decent. It's strange how the hype train for games doesn't catch on with some. I mean, to me, that the Inside game the hype that had, Black the Fall beats it all day long. It's a similar game, side-scrolling platformer, powerful story behind it that you've
spoken.
Go on.
I was going to say, you've spoken in great detail about your disappointment for Inside, haven't you? After the hype that it had.
Yeah, it was the ending. I mean, Black the Fall's the same. I'm not going to spoil anything for anybody. The ending's a bit okay, but it's one of those games that it's for me. It's side by side with Inside, enjoyable, but falls short when it comes to the end. But there's not many people know about it or are interested in it. You look back to when Inside was coming. That's all you saw on Twitter about that coming.
Yeah.
I think it is kind of like the calm before the storm, though, isn't it? I mean, sort of July, August is notoriously sort of quiet-ish, little things trickle through and everything, because they're just preparing for it. As soon as September hits, that's it then. That's when everything starts to just boom in terms of releases. So, what was you going to say, Bob? Sorry.
Tell you one that we've let slip through the cracks there, and both of us have played it. Even Colony comes out on the 25th of July, and yes, I went onto the coming soon list to double check. We've played that. Great little game, kind of like City Skylines, but I feel like it's a simplified City Skylines, but it's got like little tasks and stuff for you to do, and that's definitely one for everyone to check out. At the minute, it's on pre-order for £22.49. It's going to be about £25 when it's released. Definitely worth checking out.
Oh, that reminds me, Bob. I'm pretty sure Halo Wars 2's had a confirmed enhanced patch as well.
Has
it?
it?
4K, native 4K. I believe so. Don't quote me on it. But as soon I saw something on it, and I thought, Bobby's going to be pleased because you love that game.
All over that. I absolutely love that game. Sadly, since we've done with Stream, I haven't really been able to play it many times. But it's in my heart. It's one of them. I'll never forget the Halo Wars series.
Yeah, man. Right then, so plug-in of the website and social media channels. Bobby, over to you.
XboxGamerReviews.com, or you can get one on Twitter at Xbox_GR, or check us out on Facebook, which is facebook.com/XboxGamerReviews.
And Russ, plug-in of YouTube and everything else.
Yeah, so you can check us out on YouTube. That is youtube.com/XboxGamerReviews.com. And we're also on Mixer, which used to be called Beam, which is mixer.com/XboxGamerReviews. We're not streaming much at the minute, but we should hopefully be picking up in the future. It's something we're trying to work on. I did say this before in a previous podcast, but we are working on it.
Excellent. Fantastic. Thanks everybody for listening, and we'll catch you next time. See you later.
Ta-da.
Bye.